smartphone interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smartphone interview. No, I use it. Okay. Who are you?
My name is. I look at you or in the camera. What do you want? What do you prefer?
I look at me.
Yeah, look at you.
Because I look at you.
Yes. Okay. My name is Koert Federico. I'm an artist/scientist, technologist, philosopher from the Netherlands. I'm also the director of the Next Nature Network, and we explore how technology becomes so all around us that it becomes the next nature.
Okay, what does it mean, next nature? What is the nature for you?
Yeah, I think for me nature is everything that grows autonomously, that grows by itself. So if for me nature is very much about dynamics and growth. And at a certain point I perceived that that's not only plants, animals, the universe, but also in our technological domain you also see a lot of growth that we don't really control. Think of graphic diagrams.
You call it technosphere.
Yes,
right?
I call that the technosphere.
There is the biosphere and the technosphere.
Yes, that's my observation, that the biosphere already exists for a very long time, but now humans arrived, and with our presence we cause the rising of this new technosphere that we don't control.
And these two spheres can meet.
Hopefully, yeah, they have to. Yes,
but if like in Amazonia, where the human, the people cut all the tree. What is this? That is biosphere, and then there is and we create a technosphere, but we destroy.
Yes.
So it's not a bad thing.
No, you could say that the biosphere is a threatened ecology, and that technosphere is perhaps threatening ecology. In the end, I'm hopeful because the technosphere cannot exist without the biosphere and also the geosphere underneath. So that's not possible. But we as human beings, we need to be aware that they should be better connected because otherwise, well, in a way we not only have to save the polar bear and the panda, but maybe humans too. And it would be a pity if we would be the first species that outsources itself with this clumsy behavior. So we have to connect these spheres.
How we can save the human? You say not save just the panda, but save the human too.
Yes.
And how can we save the human being?
Yeah, I think it starts by understanding that humans will change. But then in what direction? How can we go in a direction that is increasing our humanity, that is making us maybe even more human than we were? And that would be okay, but if our humanity is decreasing, it's not good. And this also relates to the environment. If you are living in an environment in which you cannot breathe, well, you're not a happy human and you cannot survive. So we also need to look at that. And specifically, you were mentioning the trees. I think it's really weird that you can now today earn money by cutting a tree, while if you plant a tree, it's very obvious that you create some value, but it's not visible in our financial system. So that's this mismatch between the financial system or the financial ecology and the biosphere ecology. So and I think we have a lot to solve. It's not easy.
It's a background problem. We have to teach to the people.
Yes, it starts with awareness, and then we can also maybe invent new methods.
We have to start from the child now, and teach them to preserve and the biosphere. But what is the technosphere, and that to do sphere can meet.
Yes.
And we can live better. Yeah, sorry for my bad English.
No, you're doing well. Yes. Now, I can only agree. Yes. And maybe to add, we have to preserve. It's not only about preserving, but first about understanding, like biosphere, technosphere, and how can we connect them. because that things will change, I'm sure. And preserving to me also feels a bit conservative. I am also progressive. I want to go forward. So it's okay that things change, but then in what direction? How can we point it in a nice direction? So there are lots of dreams also possible there. And I'm very happy to be interviewed by you as a young man, because I hope that when we both of us, when we are very old, that our children will ask us like, oh, these mismatched biosphere, technosphere.
A lot
wow.
of people are afraid that will not be a future, that will destroy the world where we live in a few years. Like now Trump with his politically, he wanted to help the industry, but he don't want to help the nature, the world. So like in China is a very bad pollution condition. So how can we save the world again? Because we hope that there will be a future, but if there not will be a future.
Yeah, I think we have to save the world time after time after time after time, because every generation has to do something, be there on the world, but also hand it over to the next generation. And I think the difficulty with us humans is that we are also playing with fire time after time after time. And in a way you could also say it's a miracle that we have come this far, because we could have destroyed everything and messed up already 1,000 years ago as well. But we're here now, and we also have to move on. And the miracle from the past also makes me hopeful that we can do it in the future.
Qualcuno di voi ha qualche domanda?
Okay.
Right. All right.
Yes.
You said, I'm completely agreeing with you about the progress, and I would just want to ask, how about the ethics? When does it come, and when do you know how to stop and when to stop in general?
Yes. That's a very important point, because I think the difficulty now in this time that technology is changing so rapidly that our ethics are lagging behind. And this makes that we are sleepwalking into our technological future, because things are happening and we don't have time for a discussion. And what I think is important is to have more conversations with many people on what might happen, and then also say, like, what do we want before it actually happens. And what helps there is to also speculate on what might happen. And I do that a lot, I have to say, as an artist. But that's also the purpose, to speculate today on what might happen so that we have a better conversation on the ethics.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you have a question?
Okay.
Here.
We have a talk about Trump, China. How do you see the leadership of the future?
This is also a wonderful question. The leadership of the future, I think what we need is, and what we don't have today, is we need leaders that lead the planet as a whole. I think one of the big problems of today is that we have leaders of countries, US, China. In Europe it's a bit mixed, of course, because we have many countries in Europe with all these leaders and their own population that they represent. And it's so scattered. I think we would do much better if we would have leadership for the planet. And maybe in our generation we can make that happen as well. Because I think it's really a mismatch that we don't have it. Does it answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. Wait.